yourself. Maybe just say your name or whatever. Just teaching. And then just tell me if there's anything in particular that you're looking for today. Is there anything bothering you? So, just so you know, I'm a stretching therapist aside from yoga. I have a modality called Kihara. I physically stretch. I deal a lot with athletes.
Is this okay?
Yeah, I've been working with Erin for a number of years.
Can I park here? In the middle? Okay.
I think it's Erin.
Oh, got it.
Let me mute her. So yeah, so if there's anything in particular that you're looking for, let me know. Kenneth, do you have any requests? Or Liz, do you have any requests? Anything at all? Low back? Your legs are tight?
Low back.
Low back. Okay, sounds good. Mary Liz, do you have any requests? Or Adam Steckley, any requests?
No, not from me, thank you.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, I know people are usually shy to begin with, but that's fine. So with any yoga, well, let me just tell you what you need. So you're gonna need like a big towel or a bolster. I'm sitting like on a cushion, something to raise your sit bones up off the floor. You can also just roll your mat up just a little bit and use that as a cushion. You might need a strap. So if it's tight, you can use a strap, or you just have like a hand towel or something like that. And if you have a block, like something that can raise your hand up off the floor, or even like a stack of books, I know we're working from home, then you can use that. And with any yoga practice, any mindful practice, obviously you know your body way better than you do. This is really funny. I think that Erin's cell phone is on, and we're hearing her walk. Anyways, if you know your body way better than I do, so
Sorry. I was coming, but yes, I'm in my car. Yeah.
I wasn't out.
So you know your body way better than I do, so just be mindful of that. And it's painful and then back out of it.
Well, okay.
Hold on 1 second. I'm having a class right now.
Yeah. Erin, yeah, but you're on Zoom. Your audio is on. Okay, bye. Okay. So you know your body way better than I do. If something is sharp, you know, if it hurts, back out of it. You know what I mean? Dull ache is fine, but like something that's painful, zappy, no bueno. Okay, doke. So let's come to a comfy seat. We're gonna go till around 8, a little bit after 8, like 8:05, because we started a little bit late. So if you do need to leave, totally understand. But if not, if you could join us till the end of it, then great. So come to a comfy seat. You don't have to have your legs cross-legged. You can have them out in front of you. You can even sit on a chair, totally fine. And then just reach under and pull the flesh out from underneath your sits bones. Oh, one more thing. I'm in my 3rd trimester, pregnant, so I will not be doing some of the things that you'll be doing. Definitely not laying on my belly and definitely not twisting, so I'll guide you through those things. But just so you know, you can't always follow the video. So close your eyes, and I just want you to just be still for a second. Just allow your body to settle, almost like sand settling at the bottom of the ocean. Just take a moment, and if you could take a snapshot of exactly how you feel right now, take that picture. Notice where your thoughts are. Notice how you're physically feeling. And then start to heighten your senses. So obviously your sight is eliminated, so you can really zone in on anything that you're touching, anything that you're hearing. Maybe there's some residual taste that you're tasting. Allow your tongue to gently relax off the roof of your mouth. And then start to peel away those senses and see if you could tune into the sound of your own breath. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And then let it just sigh out your mouth. Try that one more time. Deep, 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 deep inhale. Let an audible sigh out. And then start to bring your lips closed and track the breath in and out through your nose. And as it goes in through your nose, watch your breath go down your throat. See it fill up your chest cavity first, and then your ribs, and finally your belly. And as you exhale, gently draw your belly button back towards your spine. Feel your ribs corset. Feel your chest fall, and the breath comes back out. Try 3 more breaths like that. In through the nose. Fill up the chest, then the torso, then the belly. Exhaling, belly button pull back towards the spine. Ribs can soften, chest will fall. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And on your last one, you're going to inhale and you're going to hold the breath at the top. So deep, deep inhale. Hold the breath at the top. Take a little bit more air in if you can. Let your belly expand into it. And then again, audible sigh as you draw it out. Gently blink the eyes open, reach the arms up over your head, stretch up super tall. Interlace the hands and then turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Press the sky away from you. Lift your chin up towards it. Nice deep inhale. Give a gentle arch in your upper back, so opening up the thoracic spine. And then as you exhale, left hand's gonna find the floor, right hand's gonna reach up and over. Press into the floor with your left hand to ground your right sit bone, and then really reach out of that. You could soften your left elbow, spin your gaze up towards the ceiling, and then reach up again. This time, interlace the hands, palms face down towards your head. Again, lift up through, so you're drawing your sternum up towards the ceiling, lift your chin, and then right hand finds the floor. Press away from it, reach up and over with the left. Really root that left sit bone down, press out of it. Bend the elbow if you want. Again, interlace one more time. This time, roll off of your sit bones, round your back, create space in the upper back, draw your chin to your chest, and then breathe in between your scapula bones, in between your shoulder blades. Release that. Remove the cushion from underneath you, roll over onto your hands and knees in a tabletop position. Spread your fingers wide. Have the index fingers root towards the top of the mat, and the other 3 fingers stand out. Draw your navel under your spine. As you inhale, lift your tailbone, slide your shoulder blades, lift your heart and chin. And then as you exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone under you, draw your chin to your chest. 3 more like that with that breath. Inhaling, reverse arch your back or extend your spine. And then exhaling, round your back. For 2, inhale. See if the breath can come in and out through your nose only. If not, you can breathe through your mouth. Last one, deep, 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 deep inhale. Really lift the tailbone, keep the belly button pulled in, stretch through the abdominal muscles, and exhale, round your back. Good, take your right leg back behind you, flex your foot. Engage your glute muscle, so that's what's lifting your leg and not your low back, and then reach your left arm forward, lengthen on the inhale there. And then draw your right knee into your chest and then tap your elbows in the knee. 3 more like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. For 2, inhale, lengthen. Lengthen, really stretch out. Exhale, draw it in. Last one, inhale, lengthen. This time pause and see if you could peel your left foot up off the floor, balancing. Fire your proprioceptive neurons, let them find your body in space. And then this time, curl your left toes under, ground them, and reach back. Left hand reaches right foot. Push foot into hand, hand into foot. Keep your navel pulled into your spine so you're not over kinking your low back. Lengthen on the inhale. Reach long, reach your left arm long, and then ground your left hand to the floor. Ground your right foot to the floor. Peel your right arm up for gate pose, and then reach your right arm up and over your ear. Press your hips forward as you spin your right arm back behind your right ear. And then release. Right hand down, right knee down, switch sides, left foot back. Again, engage your bum muscle, so that's lifting your leg. Reach your right arm forward, lengthen. Exhale, knee, chest, elbow, knee. 3 more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee, chest, elbow, knee. Last 2, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee, chest, elbow, knee. Last 1, inhale, lengthen. Pause there, peel your right foot up off the floor, balance, inhale. And then curl the toes, ground the foot, reach back, right hand, left foot, open. So pushing the foot into the hand, opening up the right side of the chest, opening up the left hip flexor, left quad. And then release long again. And then again, gate pose, right hand down, ground that left foot down, reach your left arm up, and then reach over your ear again, press your hips forward. Breathe for 2. And 1. Release that. Take your knees and have them be as wide as your mat. Kiss your toes together, sit your bum back to the heels and drop your belly between your thighs and breathe there for 3 breaths. So this is called child's pose. This is a pose that you could come to whenever you want. It's a resting pose, right? So if you need the recovery, take the recovery. For 2. And 1. Look forward between your hands. Round your back into cat pose again. Reverse arch your back into cow pose. And then our first downward dog. Hands come forward again. Index fingers towards the top of the mat. Curl the toes. Lift the hips. And say hello to your hamstrings. And if they're very tight, put blocks underneath your hands or bend your knees. And then pedal push through your feet. Bend into right knee and left knee. Get a little swagger in your hips as you do that. Pause on each side as you draw a knee in towards midline. The tendency is to hike your shoulders, so drop your shoulders down. Engage your lat muscles to do that. Pull your shoulder blades like you're sliding them into your back pocket. Bring your feet to stillness. Look back at your toes. Have your toes be slightly angled in so you can't see the inner arch of your feet. And then press your chest back towards your thighs, lifting your hips a little bit higher. Shake your head yes. And shake your head no. So there is not tension in your neck. Now we're going to shift forward, no plank pose. We're going to pause there. Draw your shoulders down your back. Breathe. Engage your quad muscles. Fire up. Yep. And then take your knees down first. Now the second move is your elbows will rub your rib cages, your chin and your chest come down second. And then you're gonna slide all the way out. So you're fully prone on the floor. I'm gonna wait over here in child's pose. You're fully prone on the floor. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Draw them towards each other and lift your chest for cobra. Lift your chin up, look up. Exhale, come down. We're gonna do 2 more like that. Draw your elbows back a little bit more. Engage your upper back muscles. Lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale, come down. Last one, draw your elbows lightly back. Inhale, lift for cobra. Really engage. Feel the opening in your chest. And then exhale, shift it back to child's pose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, round your back to cat pose. Inhale, reverse arch your back to cow pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing there for 3. Breath is in and out through the nose. For 2, you'll start to feel a little heat build in your body. And 1, look forward between your hands. Step your right foot forward to meet your hands, left foot forward to meet your hands, reverse arch your back. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take a little back bend at the top, reach your arms up over your head. And then exhale, swan dive it forward, forward bend. Keep your knees soft if your low back is aggravated. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step it back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shift forward to a plank pose. You could take your knees down again if you want, or just bend through your elbows. Keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. Inhale, open up your chest, upward dog, or all the way down for cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, round your back into a cat pose. Inhale, reverse arch your back to cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna do one more round of that sun salutation. Breathe in. Press your chest back towards your thighs so it's a nice spine stretch. Breathe out. Look forward between your hands. Step your left foot forward first this time. Step your right foot forward second. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take a little back bend at the top. Arms overhead. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, downward facing dog. Pause there. Press your chest back towards your thighs, lift your sit bones a little bit higher towards the sky, drop your shoulders down your back. Look forward between your hands, shift forward into a plank position, engage your abdominal muscles. Again, chaturanga, so that's that little push-up position. Upward facing dog opens your heart up. Downward facing dog, child's pose stretches your spine. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, round it into a cat pose. Reverse arch your back into a cow pose. Downward facing dog. Pausing here and downward facing dog. Now walk your feet in slightly, so they're a little bit narrower than hip width distance, but there's still space between the two. And then lift your heels up off the mat. So rise up onto your ball mounts, and then glue your right heel down, keeping your left knee bent. Draw your left knee all the way into midline, which is going to really stretch the outer edge of your right hip. Keep your hands glued to the mat. And then switch sides. Lift both heels up, metatarsals, and then drop your left heel, bend your right knee, draw that into midline. Lift your left hip super duper duper high. Good. Back to a traditional downward facing dog. Look forward between the hands, and this time see how long you can keep your hands on the floor as you walk your feet in towards your hands. Feet are going to be hip width distance apart. Hands come underneath the knees. Inhale, lift your heart up, draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, dive forward. Relax your head. One more time, hands underneath the knees. Inhale, lift your heart up, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, hands to the floor, top your head. Hands come to the hips, and with a slow roll up, we roll all the way up to standing. Feet come together, come to the top of your mat. Tadasana pose. Roll your shoulders back and down, close your eyes. Lift all 10 toes up off the mat, root down through the 4 corners of your feet. So the big toe ball mount, the pinky toe ball mount, inside and outside of the heel. And then spread your toes wide so you have a firm foundation with your feet. We need that for the warrior poses. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, take your left foot to the back of the mat. Now I'm gonna walk my right foot over to the side so I have room for my belly. You're gonna keep your right foot right in the midline with both hands on either side of the foot. Release your left knee down to the mat, release your left toes to the mat, and then start to bring your hands to that right thigh. So grab onto some real estate on the right thigh. So grab onto some thigh muscles, slide it forward, and then sink your hips forward. So you're feeling like you're weighting down your pelvic floor. The top of your left foot is pushing into the floor. You're squaring off your hips, and then you're pressing off of that right thigh to start to lift your sternum, just like we did in the beginning when we were stretching through the spine. Lift your gaze. And then if you want, reach your arms up over the head. Draw your biceps back behind the ears and lift your sternum a little bit more. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. And 1. Now cactus your arms. So bend at your elbows. Feel a really nice stretch to the front part of your shoulder and the very upper part of your pecs. Open up. And then see if you can tilt your hands back and your head back. For 3. For 2, it's a really nice good morning stretch. And 1, release the hands to the floor, fingertip the floor, extend through the right knee, your toes are flexed, and just draw your right sit bone back, because the tendency is you want to ride it forward. Draw that right sit bone back, lift your chin again, and then lead with your chin to hinge forward. Rather than rounding your back, flatten your back out. And then release that, lunge forward again, curl the left toes again, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Press the chest back towards the thighs, breathe out, lift your sit bones. Look forward between your hands. This time, left foot's gonna come forward into that runner's lunge. Right foot's gonna be back. You're gonna have your left foot in towards the midline. And again, you're sinking the hip towards the floor. Release the right toes. Release the right knee first, sorry about that. And then again, chest up, hands to the right thigh, left thigh. Traction it forward. So you're grabbing on, you're sliding it forward, hips forward. And then again, start to lift your sternum. So we don't just do like this humongous back bend. This is a whole front body opening. It's not about a low body crunch, okay? So it doesn't matter how far back you get. Reach your arms up over the head. Dial your biceps back behind your ears. Breathe. And then again, cactus the arms. Engage your back muscles to open up your front muscles for 2. Hands back. And 1. Release it, fingertip the floor, extend through your left leg, flex your toes, square off your hips, dial that left sit bone back in space, lift your sternum, lift your chin, lead with your chin to hinge for 2 and 1. Release that, bend into the knee, hands come forward, curl your toes, lift your hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're gonna flow through a little sequence here. Shift forward into a plank pose. Bend into your elbows. Upward facing dog. Opens your heart up. Draw your shoulder blades together. Relax your hips. Hips back, child's pose. Exhale. Look forward between your hands. Round your back into a cat pose. Reverse arch your back into cow pose. Curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog as if nothing ever happened. Breathe in. Chest towards the thighs, lift your sit bones up, engage your quads for a second. So holding this static pose, the heels are a little bit closer to the floor than they were before, but try flexing your quads to lifting your kneecaps and see if you can get a greater stretch out of the back of your thighs. Look forward between your hands, walk your feet forward to meet them. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Again, little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to the heart center, Tadasana pose. Starting with a crescent standing lunge. So this time, right foot's gonna be forward, left foot's gonna be back, but this time we're doing it in standing, so we're keeping the knee up off the floor. Bend deep into that right knee, square off your hips. Let me move my mat back just a smidge so you can see a little better. Keep your left knee up off the floor. And then this time, right hand is gonna go low, left arm is gonna reach up and over your ear. So we're getting a little bit more into the psoas on the left side, so deep hip flexor muscle in between your left hip and like your ribs, okay? And like triangulating with your belly button right there. And then now let's open it up into warrior one. So ground your left heel down. Keep your hips forward. Draw your hands to the heads of your hips and dial your left hip forward and your right hip back some. So that's gonna guide you. Bend deep into that right knee. Flex through your muscles. Remember the foundation of your feet and then reach the arms up. This time, interlace your thumbs together. So just hook your thumbs at the top and bend into your elbows lightly to open up your chest, lift your sternum, breathe in. Sink a little deeper into that right knee, breathe out. One more time, inhale and exhale. Draw the hands to your heart center, step forward, Tadasana pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Left foot stays forward, right foot steps back into a crescent lunge. Again, hips are square this time. Firming up that right thigh, reach the arms up over your head. Inhale there. Exhale, left hand down, right arm reaches up and over. Get a nice stretch along the low abdominals on the right side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now ground the right heel. Dial the hands to the heads of the hips, draw them forward, bend deep into that left knee, warrior one, reach the arms up, inhale. Hook the thumbs together at the top and then bend into your elbows to open up your chest. Breathe in, look up, breathe out. One more inhale, and one more exhale. Now turn both feet to the right. So now you're pigeon-toed and you're in a wide-legged stance. Hands are gonna come to the hips. Thumbs wrap around to the low back. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades together to lift your chest up. And then exhale, hinge forward into a bend, a wide-legged forward fold. Plant the hands to the floor. Extend through your elbows so your back is flat. And then hinge forward, just bend your elbows. One more time, extend through the elbows, back is flat. Hinge through the elbows. Press into the outer knife edge side of your feet to stretch through the outer edge of your legs, the peroneals between your ankles and your knees. That's a great stretch for runners. And then release that. We're gonna keep the left foot forward. We're gonna walk around to the front of the mat and we're gonna come back into that crescent lunge again. So right heel lifted, hips are square. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, right hand's gonna find the floor. You guys are gonna go into a twist. I'm gonna stay here. Your left arm is gonna peel up. Now, if that's too much on your low back, then just stay in a forward lunge, just like I'm doing. Or you could plant your hand to your left thigh and you can just start to work your left shoulder up. But if you wanna go for the full Monty, left arm up. Breathe in as you draw your shoulder blades together. That's gonna help create some space for you to breathe. For 2 and 1. Release that. Ground your right heel to the floor and then rise up into warrior 2. Bend deep into your left knee. Now my hips are more open. My gaze is gonna stay forward at the middle finger on my left hand. Press into the outer edge knife side of your right foot. Get your left knee at a 90-degree angle and make sure you can see your big left toe on the inside of your left knee. Now, warriors are strong, so your arms are engaged, but your shoulders are dropped down. Now let's make it dynamic. Inhale, star pose, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend into that left knee, warrior 2. 3 more like that. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, bend into the knee. Feel a nice stretch through the groin. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, bend into the knee. Now place your left hand on the inside of your left knee. Push the knee into the hand and the hand into the knee, and place your right hand on your right hip, and like you're spreading your hips apart. Breathe for 2 and 1. Left elbow to left knee. Right arm reaches up and over the ear. Side angle pose. Parsva Konasana. Breathe for 3. Start to dial your right bicep behind your ear, and then look up on the inside of your right arm. Breathe for 2 and 1. Hands transfer back to the hips. Extend through that left leg. Swing your left foot forward again. Wrap the hands around behind you. Lift your heart as you look up. Again, wide-legged forward fold as you bend. This time you have an option of walking your hands behind you, relaxing your head down. Press into the outer edge of your feet. Have your toes be slightly pigeon-toed for 2. Relax your head. And 1. Hands underneath the shoulders. Extend through the elbows. Turn your right foot towards the top of the mat. Walk yourself around to that right foot. And we are back in a crescent lunge. Reach the arms up on the inhale. Good. And then open it up, open the hips up into warrior 2. So now we're warrior 2, right foot forward, bend into the knee. Again, make sure you can see your big right toe on the inside of your knee. Make sure that you're pushing into the outer edge of your left foot, and then extend through the arms. So your core is engaged, your shoulders are engaged, your shoulders are relaxed, but your arms are engaged, and your gaze is over the middle finger on your right hand. Reach the arms up, extend through the legs, star pose. Exhale, bend into the knee. 3 more. Inhale, reach it up. Stretch up. Exhale, bend into the knee. Opening up the inner thighs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend into the knee. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend into the knee. Right hand on the inside of the right knee. Push knee into hand. So a little bit of a resistance stretch for the inner thigh. Press your left hand into that right head of your hip and open, spread through the inner thighs. Good. Right elbow, right knee. Parsva Konasana. Reach your left arm up and over the ear. Start to dial your left shoulder, left bicep back. Lift your gaze for 3, for 2, and 1. Release it, extend through your right leg. 1 more wide-legged forward fold, turn the toes in. This time interlace the hands, and I want you to squeeze your palms together. So don't do any of this open palm nonsense, okay? So squeeze your palms together. Extend through your elbows, roll your shoulders open. So that already is a stretch for your pecs and for the front part of your shoulder, okay? Now we're gonna wring it out a little bit so you might feel it in your biceps. Hinge forward, reach your arms back, 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 back. Relax your head. Again, your hands are glued together, so you're not getting this artificial, oh, I'm really open in my chest and my shoulders. Keep your arms glued together. Wring out the biceps, wring out the front part of your shoulder. For 3, for 2, and 1. Release, hands to the floor, extend through the elbows. Hands back to your hips, rise up. Beautiful. We're gonna take that left foot forward. We're gonna keep both legs straight because we're coming into Trikonasana, into triangle pose. So you're gonna hinge forward towards your left foot. Now you might feel this a lot in the upper part of your groin on the inside of your left foot, maybe even like the medial hamstring. Extend and pause for a second. So your obliques need to stay engaged in order to keep you in this position. And then keep reaching a little bit more. And then left hand is gonna come low, anywhere below the left knee. It could touch your foot, it could be right on the shin. Right arm is gonna peel up. And then again, just like we did in that twist before, you wanna draw your shoulder blades towards each other to open up your chest. Now, this is gonna be a dynamic pose. So your right arm is gonna sweep down towards your right hip. Your palm is facing outward. And then you're gonna turn your palm in, and then you're gonna turn it out as you come back up again. So this is a great scapula movement, especially for swimmers that get really jammed up in the shoulder blades, in the rhomboids. So just keep that spin going. Let's do 2 more. And each time, like you're like a starfish and you're growing out of your torso, right? If starfish had torso, they don't have torsos, but you're growing out of the center of your body. Maybe starfish do have torsos, I don't know. Okay, peel it back up again, pause, hold there, open up your chest, look up. And now we're gonna take it to a balance pose. So right hand to right hip, we're gonna move into half moon, or we call it Ardha Chandrasana. Left foot is gonna probably need to walk in a smidge. If you have a block, grab your block, or grab like a heavy soup can or some books or something, not your cup of coffee, and place your hand on that block. Now, right hand is gonna come to your hip. You're gonna dial that open. You're gonna flex your right foot so your butt muscles are engaged. That's what's helping lift up your leg. And then your right arm can peel back up. Now, I want you to imagine that you're like in between 2 panes of glass. So you need to draw your left sit bone underneath you to keep your butt from flying out, and then open up your chest. Now, you could stay there, or if you want to go for a quad stretch, you can reach your right hand back, grab onto your foot like we did in the beginning, and open up a little bit more. Breathe for 3. This is a great pose. It's a relaxing pose, even though you might feel a little nerdy, tingly right now. This is a great pose for pregnant women because the baby is like free floating here. Last one. Lengthen on your inhale. Right foot is going to meet the left foot, and you're back at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend. Reach all the way up on your inhale. Take a little back bend at the top of your mat. And then exhale, hands to the heart center, Tadasana pose. Take your right leg, step your right leg out in a wide-legged position. Turn the right foot towards what's now like the front or the back of your mat, and extend your arms, coming into a Trikonasana on the other side. Start your hinge. Okay, pause for a second. So allow this inner upper thigh muscles to lengthen. Hinge a little bit more, engage through the core muscles, engage the transverse abdominals and the obliques. These are your breathing muscles. These are very important to keep strong. And then right hand comes low, left arm reaches up. Start to dial your shoulder blades towards each other. Start to dial your right sit bone underneath you, and then lift your gaze, lift your drishti, your focal point, up towards the ceiling. And then left hand is going to go low, palm faces out. Rotate your palm in, rotate your palm out, and then grow out of your center. 3 more like that. Move slowly so you can feel all that bony structure in your upper back, mainly your scapular bones, moving on the back of your ribs because they get stuck there. So you want to get them moving. One more time. Peel it up, open it up, draw your right sit bone underneath you. And then take your left hand to your left hip, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. You can also fingertip the floor. If you don't have a block, you can just fingertip the floor, bend into your right knee, and flex your left foot to extend the leg. So your butt muscles are engaged, the outer edge of your hip is engaged. And And then start to dial your right sit bone underneath you. You're in between two panes of glass. Open up your chest, breathe. We have a tendency to hold our breath in balance poses. That's not what you want to do. And then if you want to go for the hold, grab onto your left foot, left hand, breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. And 1. Extend and lengthen. Release your left foot to meet your right foot. We're going to go into a deeper hamstring stretch now. So you might need a hand towel or you might need your strap. Okay, either or. Alrighty. So you're going to start with the strap or the hand towel underneath the arch of your feet. And your feet are going to be hip width distance apart. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. You guys can stay front. Okay, now your belly and your chest are going to come to your thighs with your knees bent. So belly and chest glue to thighs, all right? Choke up on the strap some, close to your feet, okay? Now, with your belly and your chest glued to the thighs, lift your chest up lightly. Keep your belly glued there. Keep your knees bent, okay? Your belly is glued there. And then you're going to start to straighten your knees, but only to the point where your belly stays glued to your thighs. So you cannot let your belly come off your thighs. Don't round your back. Don't do any ridiculous movements that will cause pain in your back, okay? Belly stays glued to thighs. Breathe for 3. Relax your head. This should feel in the center of your hamstring. You should not be yanking on your low back. Breathe for 2. And 1. Good. Release that. Release the strap. Face forward again. You might need a block here, or you might need to sit on something. We're going to go into a deep squat. Okay? So I'm sitting on a block now, but I'm going to transition off of it. Okay? But you want to have your knees and your open wide enough and your feet open enough that your heels can be on the floor. Okay, that's key. You don't want any of this lifted heel stuff. So heels on the floor. I don't care how wide your feet get. But bring your elbows on the inside of your knees. Press your knees on the inside of your elbows and the elbows into the knees. And see if you can bring your hands so that your forearms are level with the floor and your hands are in prayer position. Okay, it's a good hip opener. I know, it's tight. I got you. I'm tight. I'm way tight because I'm growing in there. So there's definite strain on the ligaments. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. And breathe for 1. Good. Release that. We are going to come down onto the sits bones. Okay, now again, you can raise your sit bones up off the floor. If this is uncomfortable, sit on a towel, a bolster, whatever it is. Keep your left foot out, draw your right heel in. Okay, if this is uncomfortable, bend your left knee. Options, I'm just giving you options. Left elbow is gonna go on the inside of the left knee, so the leg is either straight or bent. You're in a wide version of like what we call Janu Shirshasana, which normally your legs are in the front of you. Bring your elbow in. Now, glue your right sit bone, your right cheek down, okay? So do not let that ride up. Press your left elbow into your left thigh to help leverage on your chest opening, and then reach your right arm up and over the ear. So breathe in as you open up your chest a little more, and then breathe out as you continue to reach. Notice my right hand does not go anywhere near my left foot. That's not my goal. My goal is to open up the QL, the low right side of my back. Okay, that's the goal. Breathe for 3. Woo, breathe for 2. And 1. Right hand is going to come down, kind of behind your right butt cheek, and then you're going to rise up on that right knee, and you're going to reach back behind you with your left arm. Breathe in and out. Good. Release that and switch sides. Right leg goes out, left leg comes in, heel into your pelvis. You could bend your right knee if you need to. right arm on the inside of the knee. Elbow can come to the floor, or you could put a block there or something to raise your elbow up. Press into it, reach out of it, glue your left sit bone down. Now, it doesn't happen in the first part of the stretch, it happens as you breathe to get a little bit longer, but keep rooting and anchoring down through the left sit bone. For 3, for 2, and 1. Release that. Come all the way back up. Good. You are going to, I'm just going to create a little bolster for myself. You don't need that. You're going to lay down on your back. Okay, so you can either bolster yourself up or lay down on your back. We're going to do a modified pigeon pose, which is a great resistance stretch pose for your hips. So you're going to come into a traditional figure 4 position. Okay, so cross your right ankle over your left knee. And then interlace the hands between your, interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Okay, now flex both of your feet so your right foot is flexed. Press your right ankle into your left knee to lift your head up off the mat and round your back. So me pressing into my knee is what's lifting me up. I'm not doing a big abdominal crunch here. Okay, now override that press by pulling in on your left thigh and then press your right elbow into your right thigh to lay your head back down. And that is the stretch for the glute and the right hip. Let's try it 2 more times. Press away, right ankle into the left knee. Your arms are long, your back is rounded. And then bend into it. Press elbow into thigh, relax your head. 1 more. Press away, round your back, chin to chest. Override, pull in. Press the elbow into the knee, into the thigh for 3. Keep pressing the ankle, keep pulling in on the thigh for 2 and 1. Release it. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then drop both knees over to the left. So your knees are still wide. Take your left ankle, hook it on the outside edge of your low right thigh, and just allow the weight of your leg to pull that leg down. So my butt cheek popped up off the mat. That's okay. The stretch is happening here in the hip flexor and this muscle called the TFL on the outer edge of your right hip flexor chain. You could add a little more by reaching your right arm back behind you. I don't have room, but you could bend your elbow and just get a nice stretch through the pec and like the under part of your arm. Good. Release that. We're going to switch sides. We're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee this time. Again, flexing your feet because your knee is bent. Interlace the hands behind your right thigh this time. Press ankle into knee. Pulls you up off the mat, rounding your back. Override that by pulling in, bending the elbows, left elbow into left thigh. 2 more. Press away, round the back. Override, pull in, left elbow, left thigh. Last one, press away. Override, pull in, left elbow, left thigh. Release it. Knees wide, feet wide, windshield wiper. Great. This is a great movement to do after you run. Actually, after you run, swim, or bike, it's a great movement to do because it really allows the hip flexors to get long. Drop the left knee in this time. Hook your right ankle on there. Weigh it down. It's okay for your hips to pop up off the mat. And then if you want, reach your left arm back and get a great stretch through the underside of your left arm. Good. Excellent. Release that. We're going to come back on our back in a second, but we're going to do one more stretch for the quads. it's gonna be a resistance stretch. So if you have a wall, it's great to use the wall. You can also use your couch. You definitely wanna have something to pad your knee. So I use my bolster up into the wall. So, and you wanna have your mat still. So don't forget about your mat. You can also roll your mat over. I forgot about that. You can roll your mat over a couple of times. Now, I'm gonna do my right knee first. You can do whichever leg you want. So your right knee is gonna slide back to whatever resistance you're using. So whatever surface area you're using. The knee goes all the way back to it, and it's on top of that padding or that towel or whatever it is. Now, your left foot is gonna come forward. So you're in this lunge position, okay? Now you'll notice my butt is not touching my right heel. I don't want yours to do either. Push your right foot into that resistance, okay? While you're lunging forward into your left knee, and then just shift back until you feel the stretch in your quad, okay? Lunge forward again, push into the resistance with your right foot. You'll feel your quad engage, and then shift back. Woo, that's a lot for the quad. Let's do one more. Lunge forward, push into that, whatever resistance it is, and then shift back. If you want, you can press off of your thigh. You can also put your left hand low and reach your right arm up and over. Good. Excellent. Release. We'll switch sides. It's a pretty intense stretch for the quad, I know. Left foot, left knee back, left foot on the resistance. Right foot forward. Pause there for a second. Make sure that there's a gap between your butt and the heel. Push your left foot into the resistance. Make sure that your foot is not sickled, so it's not turned in. It's nice and parallel. Okay. Push into the resistance to engage your left quad. So your left quad should flex when you push into the wall with the top of your left foot, and then shift back until you feel the stretch in the thigh. Release, lunge forward, push into the foot again. Shift back. I'm only shifting back like maybe an inch or two. Let's do one more. Lunge forward, push into your foot. And then again, shift back. This time, right hand can go low, left arm can reach up and over you. Breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Good, release that. Nice work. Come back on your back again. We're gonna end with a spinal, well, we're not gonna end, but we're gonna end our asana poses, our posture poses, with a spinal twist. So lay on your back. I'm not gonna do the twist with you, but I will lay on my back with you. Lay on your back. Take your knees over your hips. So up over your hips, and then drop both knees to the right as you tee your arms. Look to the left. So both knees to the right and look to the left. Continue breathing as you twist your spine. So we say that in yoga, when you twist your spine, it's keeping your spine young, keeping your spine flexible. But the key thing is that you can't hold your breath in it, or else you're keeping your lungs big, and there's no room for your organs to move when you're trying to twist, because your lungs are like a big balloon filled with air. So keep exhaling and breathing in it. And then switch sides, so knees the other way, gaze the other way. Breathing there for 3, for 2, and 1. Good. Now, rock both knees over to the right. So you're laying on your right side, which is kind of your calming side, your moon side, if you will. And just lay there for a second. Let your body be still. And then press your left hand down into the floor. And press your chest up. So you're going to come to a seat. We're going to stretch out your neck really quick. You could sit again on a bolster. You could sit on a chair. Hopefully your hips are feeling a little more open than they were in the beginning. Relax your shoulders. Drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Take your right arm, sweep it behind you if you need a little bit more there. Stretch the trap through the scalenes on the left side of your neck, or on the right side, excuse me, of your neck. And then turn your chin towards your left shoulder. And then if you need more, reach your left arm back behind your right ear. So just the weight of your right hand, your left hand, excuse me, is enough to kind of weigh your head down. And then release that. Head comes back to neutral. Bring your right hand back to its spot. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Allow your left shoulder to peel away. If you need more, sweep your left arm back behind you. And then turn your chin towards your right shoulder. Right hand comes back behind your left ear. Just the weight of your right hand will be enough. Release that. Sweep your left hand back to neutral. Chin to chest. So find your clavicle. Underneath your clavicle, there's connective tissue. So fingers are going to push in on that. They're going to pull down like you're trying to bring your chest down to your belly. And then lift your chin the opposite way. Lift your chin up. Now, it's okay to feel a little ribby burny through here because this is really shallow connective tissue. So open your jaw wide and then close your low jaw to meet your upper jaw. Couple times. This is great. We spend so much time in flexion with our neck. We don't even realize how much time we're like drooping our head down. Release that. Bring your fingertips behind your head. Interlace them behind your head. Press your head back into your hands. Lift your sternum. And then override that. Pull down. Chin to chest. Drop your shoulders. Keep dropping your shoulders as you draw the tips of your elbows to meet each other. Breathe. And then release that. Slowly roll your head around to the right. Listen to any pops and cracks that are still coming out of there. And then reverse the circle, go around to the left. Come back to neutral, bring your head back to neutral, keep your eyes closed. Gently draw your hands to your heart center, Anjali Mudra. So mudra in yoga means seal, Anjali means heart center. So connect your thumbs to your sternum and maybe you could tune in to the beating of your own heart. Kind of something cool. Definitely something to be thankful for. Just keeps ticking away. Take a nice deep inhale. Let it sigh out your mouth. And then draw your thumbs to your third eye, to the muscle between your eyebrows. And keeping your thumbs there, just tune into your thoughts again. Notice where your thoughts are, where your feelings are, where your mind is right now. And then connecting your thumbs there, use it as a reminder to think good thoughts, right? To think kind thoughts, happy and healthy thoughts, especially right now. Healthy thoughts right now. Thoughts that wish well to you as well as to others. And not just people in your inner circle, but like people in your global circle. And then draw your thumbs to your lips. So connecting to like a very sensitive spot in our body, our lips. Use that as a reminder to speak good words, to speak kind words, again, happy and healthy words, but again, not just words only to the people that you come in contact today, but sending messages of love and light out to like the world at large. People that you don't even know that need your help somewhere. Send them a blessing. And then finally connect your thumbs back to your sternum, Anjali Mudra. And use that as a reminder to thank yourself for dedicating time and energy, for dedicating love and light, a little bit of sweat karma, and hopefully in return feeling good. And just kind of tune in again. Take that Polaroid picture of how you feel right now. Notice any difference. And from my heart to yours, I wish you a happy and a healthy Monday. Namaste, chai chai, hari om. Hope you guys feel good and you feel more open and more relaxed. And if you have any critique or anything that you want me to work on for next week, let me know. I can't hear you, but I can see you. So thumbs up. Happy and healthy Mindful Monday. I will see you guys next Monday at 7 o'clock. So again, my name's Meredith. You can find me on Facebook, or you could find me on Instagram, Stretch Stronger. Send me a message, or you can get my number through Erin. I'm always happy to hear you. I'm doing private sessions on Zoom, one-on-one stretching, groups, self-stretching, not group stretching, self-stretching. And then once the new year comes, I'm hopefully going to come back and see clients again. All right, guys, see you later. Happy Monday. Bye.
Thanks, Mayor.
Ciao, my pleasure.